This is my review of Dracula Untold. I told you yesterday that I was going to see this movie as soon as I can. I went out earlier. I went out earlier today, several hours ago, at 5 o'clock with my dad to go see this movie, and I must say, this movie was as I expected. Awesome, completely lived up to my expectations for what I expected of a Dracula film in 2014. And this film right here, this film in my opinion is one of the best, not only one of the best vampire films of all time, this probably has to be the best storytelling of Dracula or Vlad the Impaler I've ever seen. This movie was awesome from beginning to end. This movie was scary. This movie was scary. It had lots of action, and I was deeply invested into all of the characters, man. Like I said, I usually hate it when they make Dracula sympathetic, but this is one of the best attempts I've seen to making Dracula a sympathetic, a good guy type character. This, like I said, this has to be the best origin of Dracula I've ever seen. Oh man, okay. Like I said, I originally was not going to watch this film when I saw the trailers for it weeks ago, because I figured that, like I said, with stuff like Marvel Cinematic Universe, the TMNT movies, the Transformers movies, and the upcoming DC Cinematic Universe, and pretty much all those big blockbusters, I felt stuff like this was going to be overlooked and flopped at the box office, kind of like I, Frankenstein, another awesome film that flopped earlier this year, because stuff like this is just not in demand or all the rage anymore. But this film, like I said, is so far, with a budget of 70 million, has already made 203.1 million dollars at the box office right now, and they said they might do sequels, and of course the Monster Cinematic Universe, and I really hope they do that, because this film was awesome. This was an awesome setup and an awesome prequel story. The film stars Luke Evans as the title character, Dracula, Vlad the Impaler. Like I said in my thoughts, in the supporting cast, Sarah Garden, Dominic Cooper, Art Parkinson, and Charles Dance, they appear in supporting roles. This film, of course, is an alternate retelling of Dracula's story, with telling the origin of Vlad the Impaler, and like I said, it was an awesome retelling. Of course, the story is that Vlad, who is part of the who was, as a boy, recruited into the Turkish army. As a boy, fought and slayed thousands of soldiers, and became known as Vlad the Impaler. He has become the prince of He has become a prince. He has become a prince. He has become the prince of Transylvania, and sickened by his life as a mercenary, life as a soldier, he decides to rule Transylvania in peace. But unexpectedly, during a mission, they get attacked by his soldiers. His soldiers get attacked by a monster, leaving only him alive. Then later on, the king arrives unexpectedly. Telling him that his son, along with 1,000 other boys must be recruited into the Turkish army to fight. Vlad pleads with him to let him do it. Let him do it. Let him do it. Do not recruit the boys, including his son, into the army. Including his son into the army. Um, the king, he refused. Despite Vlad pleading with him, the king refuses, and Vlad, he does everything. He does everything he can to save his people from the Turkish. He does everything in his power to save his people from the Turkish Empire by 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 drinking the blood of drinking the blood of a vampire, drinking the blood of a vampire. If he doesn't get used to, I think if he doesn't get used to drinking the blood after 3 days, he will revert back to human. He will revert back to human, and he drinks the blood and gains increased strength, endurance, everything, and slaughters numerous armies, and does everything in his power to protect Transylvania. They later, of course. Well, like I said, I may do a spoiler review later, but that's pretty much the story of Dracula. Pretty much Vlad the Impaler doing everything in his power to protect his son. Like I said, the acting was great. The costume, the cinematography, and the fighting and all that stuff was good. And this film was scary. This film was scary too. And that's what I like. I like action and I like horror. I like to see some kick-ass action and I like to see horror, but I like to see all that centered around an awesome story. An awesome story. Luke Evans does a great job as Vlad the Impaler. This movie was mixed, but people praised Luke Evans' portrayal, and he was awesome as the title character Vlad the Impaler. And like I said, this film was the first in what could be a trilogy, and like I said, a monster cinematic universe. And I really hope they do that. I hope they do that because, like I said, this was an awesome start to the franchise. Well, this was my review of Dracula Untold. I may do a longer spoiler review in the future. Well, whenever I get the DVD or get a chance to watch this again. Alright, Doug8798 out.